Right. Alright, so I've been testing Y2 stuff recently. And to give a bit of context, this is what my drilbur seeds were looking like when I was testing. So we were like testing random drilbur seeds, and I was like hitting like less than 50%, 40% pretty much on every seed, and I was just like, there has to be a better way to do this. There has to be a better way to do this. So I was like, well, let's just try something. So I got flowtimer out, and I just set some offsets, and started trying to hit seeds with it. And here's what happened, basically. So to start with, I was just like, okay, well, let's just try a seed with flowtimer, and I hit it 75% of the time. This here is like the amount of times I was hitting the seed. And I was just like, well, either this is a really big coincidence and I just found a really good seed that's like 75%, or there's something going on here. So I was like, okay, well, let's just try the same seed without using flowtimer. And I got this. I hit it 20 times and I literally got every single possible time of 0. So I was like, okay, well, something's going on here. And then I was like, well, maybe it's like power off and like waiting till the like time screen fades to a stable position or something, and that's like, but then that made it a bit more consistent, but that didn't really seem to do that much. So I was like, okay, well, we'll go back to flowtimer and just see if that wasn't like a fluke or something. And then no, we repeat the same consistency. It's like 70% again on the same seed. So I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, maybe it's like on some kind of cycles from power on. And it was like, okay. So I booted up the same offsets on flowtimer. So this is 5,000 is 5,000 milliseconds, 5 seconds. And that's when I turned the DS off. 10,000 is when I turned it back on again. And 41 is obviously the seconds for the seed. So this is what I got when I tried the same offset on this different seed with the same seconds. Everything else different, just the only thing the same was the target and number of seconds, 42. And we got 80% consistency again. I was like, okay, well, that is crazy. There's definitely something going on here. So then I tried the same offsets for turning on and off, and then, but with a different time, seconds. And again, there was like no consistency this time. So I was like, okay, well, it's obviously something's happening, but it's not always going to be consistent. And then, okay, so then I tried the same seed and then just changed the offset around to see if like it was just a fluke with that other seed or timings or something. But then again, changing the offset completely changed my results. I did 30 tries on both and I got completely different. So I was like, there has to be something going on here. So then that comes to today. And today I was like, okay, well, we got to test this more systematically. So I was like, I'm just going to get one seed and I'm going to just pick a random offset, and it's going to be a shorter time so I don't have to spend ages resetting. And so we just did this. I just tried the same seed, and I just incrementally changed the offset. So I changed the time that I was turning the DS off and turning back on again. Shifted that by 25 milliseconds each time. Did 20 tries each time for like a lot of resets. And anyway, so literally the first offset I tried, we get 26 and 4, literally 26%, 26 out of 30 I hit the same time as 0. I was just like, there's no way this isn't a coincidence now. This is definitely helping the consistency. then, interestingly, as soon as I increase the offset by 25 milliseconds, it like drastically reduced. Well, not drastically, but it definitely reduced. So I was like, I'm thinking it's maybe on some kind of cycle or something. And so then 25 more, and then I'm getting new time zeros. I'm getting different. This is like, so like these two like getting 2 time zeros on one seed only in white 2 is just unheard of. It's like, that's like black tier consistency. I've never seen that before in white 2. So it's like, to be able to get that was like interesting. But then, so if I increased it a bit more, and then I'm getting much more varied results. So I'm thinking there's definitely some kind of cycle going on here where it's like lines up, back again, and you get consistent with only 2, and then in between you're getting a lot. So then, anyway, after all that, I've done this. I've repeated so many times. Some of them were like inconsistent, like this. Here we go, and then but then some were just, I was getting insane consistency. Like this seed, I hit 19 out of 20 times. Same with this one, like all around the same. So I was like, there must be some kind of correlation here. So anyway, if we look at what the actual results, I've sort of plotted all my values in a table here, and you can see over time the frequency of each time zero is changing at a sort of a very cyclical way. So you've got peaks that are corresponding very like specifically with certain offsets. So about every 200 milliseconds I'm seeing a peak where 1 time zero is, particularly these two, is just much higher and really consistent. So it definitely seems to be some kind of consistency there. And there's also like, you're getting similar little peaks with these ones, but it's not quite so big. So it's definitely very promising. But anyway, to prove exactly what's going on, I guess I'll just kind of show you how I've been doing it. So I'll just load it up. I had to change my offset a little for the seed, but we're going to do the one that I hit 20 times in a row, and hopefully I should be able to get it first try. I did get it 3 times in a row before trying this, so it should be fine. So here's my flow timer, here's my offsets. I've got 1905, 4405, 14,000. I had to change it because I'm using my headphones rather than my PC speakers, but it should be about equal to what I was using before. Then we'll go and try and hit the seed. Again, I have no idea if it's actually required to time all of these inputs, but I'm just gonna keep doing that for now to be safe. There we go. Lonely, perfect stats. Try it again just to prove that it's not, that wasn't just luck. Oops, missed the power button. Oops. Again, different nature. That's just because I effed up there. But that's 31's accept special attack. So I just literally just picked a random drilbur seed to do this testing. You should be able to do this for anything, like any seed. The only thing I'm not sure about is, can you do less than like a certain number of seconds and still like time the inputs with consistency? Because I know like if you had like a 7-second seed, I'm not sure it would necessarily still be consistent, but you might be able to still do it. I honestly haven't tested that yet. There's still a load more things that you need to test, but this is very promising, even though, yeah, it could be a game changer, this.